What is going on, Bolt fam, far and wide, wherever you may be at? You know what week it is. It's Chiefs week for the Chargers. And you know how pissed I am to want to get a win against this damn team. But before we get started up on everything, appreciate everybody for joining me here on Chargers Syndicate. Jake Silva here, giving you everything LA Chargers news and also so much more here on this channel. If it is your first time ever here on the channel, I appreciate all of your guys' growing supports. Thank you guys so much for continuously wiping them feet, smashing up the likes. Let's get the likes up because the previous video, man, we had a lot of likes smashed up here early on. But if it's your first time ever here on this channel, I encourage you guys to like, subscribe, share it out with your friends, coworkers, anyone who are diehard Charger fans that we need to get in here to show off their high voltage up onto the chats. Guys, show them off here as you guys are tuning in. Hit the bell button to keep you up to date on future and past live streams, videos, and more. If you guys want, right behind me, I have an entire hookup for you from Green Gridiron this holiday season. Go on to greengridiron.com. Customizable helmets to your guys' liking and to your guys' choice. Charger helmets as well, with all the best in class visors and everything that they put together for you guys. Customize it however you like. Mini helmets, actual live helmets. They got it all for you by checking out Green Gridiron. And just before you guys check out, use the promo code LACSYN. That's LACSYN at checkout to give your guys' discounts on your helmets before checkout. And also, as usual, check me out on the AFC West Roundtable every Tuesday night, 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 Pacific on Roundtable Sports. Appreciate the likes. Shout out to Brian Stowe. Bolt up and salute to you, man. We are in the house tonight. What's good, Pablo? Bolt up to you, brother. Hell yeah. Show off your guys' high voltage up and into the chats. Shout out to all of you guys for joining in. All right. You guys know what week this week is. And it's the most important week that every Charger fan, both you and I, we know we got to get prepared for this game. Round 2 against the Kansas City Chiefs. And the Chargers want this game more than anything because all the odds are against the Chargers, knowing that injuries have decimated them. No J.K. Dobbins, questionable on a couple of other players on their healths. But Jim Harbaugh, a Michigan guy, understands what it's like to be in this kind of situation. You're on the road. You're heading into one of the loudest stadiums in NFL with Arrowhead. It's loud, and it gets cold, and it gets tough on a Sunday night football game. I'm excited for this one more than anything, guys. Really, really am. I am so sick and tired of the Kansas City Chiefs. I know everybody else is, but I've explained to them. It's one thing if you're an AFC conference team to be sick and tired of the Chiefs, but y'all don't even know, y'all don't know what it's like when you have to face them twice a year. It sucks. It sucks. This is why the Chargers want this more than anything. So we're going to break down more about this game, give you a whole entire preview. But last time that these two met, the Chargers lost closely 17-10. Xana, bolt up. Appreciate you. I know. I've been working up on this microphone. I promise I'm going to have a brand new sound card. I know it's the holidays and all the rest of it because the one that I have in particular, for whatever reason, I can't seem to really adjust the microphone as well. So I have to go on to StreamYard and try to manually adjust it. But yeah, I'm going to probably look into a new sound card and get it better. So Harbaugh said Chark had an excellent week of practice. He is most likely playing more on Sunday. Oh, hell yeah. We better hope so. Bolt Lightning, bolt up, bro. Appreciate you coming on by. Jason Lane, bolt up. Appreciate it, man. Yeah, absolutely. We're trying to kill Darcy's hopes from here. But yeah, we've already got 12 in the chat, and we're only getting bigger and stronger from here. But yeah, so I'm gonna try to get at least a new sound card. Hopefully that should help because I can't hear myself behind it, and that's what is kind of challenging from there. So, but anyway, last time these two met, Chargers lost by a one score, 17-10. The thing about it is that the Chargers want payback. But here's the other thing, too, that are some big takeaways. Last time in this situation, the Chargers were without both Joe Alt and Rashawn Slater. Now they're both back and healthy. They were also without Derwin James, who was suspended. Now he's back, and there ain't no more funny business. So I can't stand these guys more than anything, and I know all of you understand exactly what that feeling and that pain is. Because I get sick of hearing these guys chatter, and they're talking all a bunch of their shit, and that's exactly with who they are. They're boasting on this whole thing. But they've been playing with fire for far too long. By the way, I know the Raiders suck, and they're eliminated from the playoffs, but at least the Raiders did a service to the Chargers. They roughed up the Chiefs and kept that game close, 19-17. So the Chargers are going to be coming in to a situation where the Chiefs are 11-1. They're back home up in Arrowhead, and the Chargers are on the road after they just dodged a big bullet against the Atlanta Falcons and Kirk Cousins. The only thing is at least the Chargers came away with 4 interceptions, which was crucial. It was big. I've been watching Jake on AFC West Roundtable, but I just found his channel and subscribed yesterday. Absolutely, man. Appreciate you. We do need our running backs to run the ball, and that is one of the crucial spots because right now the Chargers, they're decimated with injuries in important spots. We know that they're limited on the talent at wide receiver. And we know that for a fact. We know that's the toughest challenge. Because right now, and we'll get to the injury report from here. I'm going to pull it up for you guys. But we had gotten this news earlier, and a good thing that at least we got a couple of these guys that are practicing and should be back. So, by the way, Junior Colson, that we know that was on the IR, he is questionable, but at least we know he was a full practice today. So it'll be interesting to see exactly how he'll end up returning. But it's good to see Junior Colson back. Bud Dupree, limited for the 2 days, full practice today. He's ready to go. Cam Hart, limited 2 days, full practice. He's ready to go. Diane Henley, knee injury, didn't practice Wednesday, limited on Thursday, full practice. He's ready to go. Tony Jefferson, though, however, is questionable. He didn't practice in the last 2 days after Wednesday with a hamstring injury. He's questionable. Not entirely sure how that's going to look for him. Khalil Mack, much needed rest. Didn't practice on Wednesday, but was a full practice both Thursday and Friday. He's ready to go. Ladd McConkey is, in fact, the big one that we're talking about. Because Ladd McConkey, we know, suffered an AC sprain in both his shoulder and his knee. So he is going to be very crucial into how the Chargers really handled this up against the Kansas City Chiefs. But he was limited all week. But so he's questionable. If he returns, the Chargers might actually have a chance. But if he doesn't, that might be interesting. Elijah Molden with the back, limited in 2 days and was a full go today. He's ready to roll. And then Denzel Perryman was downgraded to doubtful. He was limited with the groin injury all last 3 days. So there's some question marks there. But for the Chiefs, they've only got 4 guys. Noah Gray with the shoulder, full practice. He's ready to go. Mecole Hardman with the knee, did not practice. pretty much the last 3 days. He's questionable. Charles Aminu, he's a full go, and so is Jawan Taylor. But we know Jawan Taylor, here's the thing. Jawan Taylor is like an absolute penalty machine. So that's one of the things that we know that the Chargers want to take advantage of. But here's the other crucial part, is they now are going to be starting with DJ Humphries. They just recently got him from the Arizona Cardinals. And they needed to fill in the hole for the left tackle, which is where the Chargers can't be playing this game lightly. The defense has been playing really, really well. And especially with the last week where it was a shortened week, I mean, they played hard. They kept Atlanta to 13 points. So it'll be interesting here. We need our running backs to run the ball this game to open up the passing game. This game needs not only to be a win, but a statement. Absolutely. I've been a Charger fan since 82. I have a great feeling about this divisional game. We will get the win. Greg Roman needs to call an awesome game. He does. Because here's the thing. With so limited on receivers, you got to utilize everybody. You got to play more of that spread offense, and you got to end up passing the ball. Justin Herbert didn't even look that great against the Atlanta Falcons. Had no touchdowns, yet no picks. But they got to make it happen. It's crazy. Hey, brother, I enjoy Jake's podcast. He has got that energy. Plus, who gets it better than us? Nobody. Exactly, Pablo. You already know. This might be a big Fajoko game. It could be. Big game from Puna Ford. I hope so. I'm so glad Perryman is back to stop Pacheco. So that's the thing, is we know he's doubtful, but hopefully Denzel Perryman will be ready, because we need that facilitator at linebacker more than anything else. And that is going to be one of our big crucial stuff. So Isaiah Pacheco's back. They're getting their runner back. And our offense, they need to step up. Our offense needs to come alive in this game against the Chiefs. And by the way, the Chiefs' defense looks a bit banged up. So this is an opportunity for the Chargers to really take advantage of it one way or another. But this is where everybody, all their jobs are invested in this game. Not saying they're going to lose them, but they got to be playing with their hair on fire. All the receivers, all the tight ends, all the running backs, the entire offense. J.M. Taylor, bolt up, man. Appreciate you for coming on by. But this offense needs to cook. And I'll go back to last week against the Atlanta Falcons, because that game in particular, 5 sacks given up. Justin Herbert was getting banged up. That offensive line cannot have a game like that again. But Justin Herbert, 16 of 23, 147 passing yards, no touchdowns and no picks. And yet, here's the thing. He's going for a record that lastly was from Tom Brady, having consecutive passing attempts without a turnover. He's looking to break that record. But the only difference of it is, we know statistically he hasn't been playing greatly, but he hasn't turned the ball over like a ton. Only once. So Justin Herbert has been protecting the football, and he's been distributing it to his receivers any and every way that he can. But, I mean, you look at how thin the Chargers roster is on wide receiver. It's thin. But the defense, though, they played great against the Falcons. 87 tackles, 42 solos, 1 sack, though. That's what needs to change. We can't just have 1 sack. And here's the other thing. The Raiders had 5 sacks against the Chiefs. So that's a blueprint that needs to be watched. The Chargers pass rush needs to get after Patrick Mahomes. They have got to expose that offensive line, because the tackles right now are suspect. and they need to rough them up. So that one sack from last week is not going to cut it in this game. 5 tackles for losses, 9 passes defended, and 4 quarterback hits. So, and then the other thing is interceptions. We came away with 4 of them. Tarheeb still with 2 of them, one of them including a pick 6. Derwin James to seal the game away, and Marcus May, who literally just got here and came away with the interception. So the Chargers are looking to end the 6-game skid against the Chiefs. So we know that the Chiefs are favored by 4, which I would honestly take the underdog in this one because of how much the Chiefs have been playing with fire. I mean, they had a 3-point margin against Carolina, and they had a 2-point margin against the Raiders. They cannot be playing like this for very long. They can't. Will Dissly needs to cook. Absolutely, he does. He does. Jake, it is up to our offense to win this game. We need star fire. We do. Like it all starts from the quarterback. And then everybody else all has to play their role and lead with, and they have to follow with Justin Herbert. That's where it starts up at. Tony Jefferson's update is he's questionable right now, Xana. He's questionable right now. We got to hope the wide receivers start coming through for us, big dog. Justin Herbert needs to run sometimes this game. Oh, yeah. Agreed. And the thing is that his legs is starting to become very lethal. He's running the football more. He's also going and getting the first downs more often than what he used to. So this is a really good version of Justin Herbert. I mean, I would definitely take the offensive production like he was in 21 or in 2020, but you add the run game to go and get the first downs and keep the time of possession on your side. Abso-freaking-lutely. I think with Still and Hart, Jefferson, Gilman, etc., if we get that pass rush on Mahomes, he will throw some picks. Yes, he will. That's why it's crucial, because that Raider game, they got 5 sacks. They were applying pressure with Max Crosby and everybody else. They were applying a lot of pressure, and you know how the Raiders feel about the Chiefs too. If Josh Allen could do it, yeah, why not us? Why not us? I think we're going to have to play Poona Ford big money in the offseason. And you know what, Pablo? I do agree with that, because Poona Ford, he's been very deserving of it. And he's been very capable of being our run stuffer. That's the thing. So that's why I love what Poona Ford has done. And, man, what an underrated signing he was out of Seattle. Absolutely loved it. Justin Herbert, please run the ball. If Herbert uses his legs, it could keep our drives alive and the time of possession. Exactly. Jake, that Chiefs right tackle is suspect. That dude never gets called for false starts. F the refs. And you know what? That's the thing. Because, look, I've been hearing this narrative for the last few months. I know everybody wants to point out the refs. But here's the thing about us, and this is what I will tell you to all fellow Charger fans who are watching this right now. 15 people who are watching it. We got 8 likes, guys. Keep smashing the likes. Wipe them feet, guys. Let's keep getting the chats up, guys. Let's keep getting it up. But here's what I will tell every single one of you. Regardless of how this game goes, this game should never take our eyes off the prize. And that is kicking the absolute shit out of the Chiefs. I don't care how we do it. I don't care what situation gets thrown at us or wherever. But you got to win those situations. That's what I care about. Even if there's a penalty that the refs are trying to control, don't think about it. Keep your head together. Move on, and go make a crucial play. That's what Jim Harbaugh is going to be instilling in these guys. We know that the Chiefs 70, 58, and 1 against the Chargers. They lead the entirety of the series. But the Chargers right now on their offense, they're 24th overall. And that hasn't been great. 18th in rushing, 24th in passing, 18th in scoring. Like, we're literally about close to middle of the pack, if not a little on the other end. And I don't like being there. But this is where the Chargers really need to start to come alive. Chargers defense, by the way, 14th overall, 14th rushing defense, 10th in passing, and they're the number 1 scoring defense still. You know, they're the only team to not allow more than 200 points all season. That's in the entirety of the season. They have yet to do that. All 31 teams in the NFL literally did it, not the Chargers. They have not broken that yet. So they're the number 1 scoring defense. But we know that, like, the rush, they have got to be run stuffing, especially when you get Isaiah Pacheco back. They have also got to be aware of that midfield, because we know with what Travis Kelce is capable of. He could destroy us in midfield, whether it's him or whether it's Noah Gray. Either one of those guys. But the Chiefs, by the way, they're 15th overall in offense, 19th in rushing, 12th in passing, and 11th in scoring. So they've been playing a lot of close games. But it doesn't take away the fact that they are just that situationally good. They are. I'm not going to lie about it. The Chiefs defense, they're 8th overall, 3rd in rushing, so they know how to stop the run. But the only thing that they are not doing well at is the pass. They're 23rd, and they're 8th in scoring. So the Chargers have a better pass defense than they do of the rush defense against the Chiefs. So the Chargers really need to pound away against that D-line in the run game. They need to pound away at it. And the Chargers also need to take advantage and just destroy that pass defense. That pass defense is 23rd. That's where the Chargers really need to pull them apart. So, I mean, the Chiefs, they're playing with fire. And the Chargers, we know that their talent at wide receiver is thin. I mean, just the other day, they just signed Laviska Shenault to the roster. And to be honest with you, and I was looking at all the comments, and love to hear your guys' thoughts on it as well if you have the time. But Laviska Shenault seems to me like a depth piece. That's what it looks like. And the other thing is that he may be utilized just like Cordero Patterson. Because my thought is with Laviska Shenault is that he had one good year in Jacksonville, his rookie year, but then hasn't had the talent around him, even at quarterback. He didn't have that right guy. I mean, yeah, he's coming off of Geno Smith, but he didn't stay that long in Seattle. But the other thing is that the Chargers would like to utilize a piece that could either plug himself in on the special teams, or he could be somebody that they could utilize in either jet sweeps or something like that. So that's where I think Laviska Shenault could come into play. But either way, the Chargers, they're utilizing any and every receiver that they have on that roster. Because this is what this wide receiving core looks like. Okay, we got DJ Chark, Darius Davis, Quentin Johnston, Ladd McConkey, Josh Palmer, Jalen Reagor, and then we just added Laviska Shenault. So that wide receiving core doesn't look all that talented. But here's the thing. It's not about how talented that it is. You just got to be able to make the play. You got to be able to make the play. So, they have to utilize a lot of the pass. They really got to get everybody involved. Spread offense is everything. We put the league on notice on Sunday night. Absolutely. Taylor Swift is going home with Will Dissly Sunday night. Yeah. DJ will keep Kelsey quiet this game. I agree. And see, I was looking forward to this matchup with I was looking forward to this matchup between Derwin James and Travis Kelsey because I want to see DJ literally RKO the hell out of Kelsey. I'm getting tired of just Kelsey this, Kelsey that, Chiefs this, Chiefs that, Mahomes this, Mahomes that. I'm getting so sick and tired of listening to it, whether it's on radio or it's on television commercials good God, they have a freaking Christmas special specifically surrounded around the Chiefs. Do you know how pissed that I am of it? Listen, I'm not saying as a hater of Christmas, but they have a freaking Christmas special around the Chiefs. I mean, come on. The last thing I need is something like that that's just going to make even more of my blood boil. The Chiefs are at their weakest, and we are the best Chargers team we have been in several years. Plus, I have the algorithm on our division. We will win. Hell yeah. I bet he knows how to run a route. Yeah, that he may. We all know Palmer can step up in this game and make a difference. And you know what? That's the other thing, too, that I feel like could be my X factor is Josh Palmer. And what's funny about this is because you guys remember how Mike Williams was always a go and get it type receiver, right? He's always been the Chiefs killer. I have a feeling that Josh Palmer could step up and be that guy in this particular situation, too. Because you're going to need a go up and get it type receiver. So if Josh Palmer can step up and be that guy, because he's got very good hands, he's also has fought against contention against him. Like he's played a lot of contest. Like he's been contested with receivers, and he's played well under that. So that's where I think with Josh Palmer, he has to be the difference maker. Jake, will our receivers have a big game Sunday? You know, that's my big hope. That is my biggest hope, is that our receivers, I don't care, no namers, big namers, I want them to execute, which means we cannot have any more crucial drops. We cannot have any miscues on route runs, and not to mention separation. These wide receivers have got to have, outside of Ladd McConkey, because it seems like McConkey is constantly getting separation and he's opening up the playbook for Justin Herbert to throw to. I mean, that's what it is. But if all of our receivers can literally get that, boy, that'd be a long night for Kansas City. Jake, does anyone know what happened to Rager? We need somebody. Heck, anybody know? Well, that's the thing is that we got Laviska Shenault, and as far as Jalen Rager, because Rager has been getting the snaps, but he's got to be a guy to step up. Now, we know he didn't get a ton of snaps thrown his way, like a ton of targets, but he's another one that's got to step up. If you're on this roster, you all got to play your part. I mean, that's what needs to happen. She adult is a lot. Oh yeah, Shenault is a lot like Cordero Patterson. Absolutely, he is. Matushka, bolt up. But yeah, that's what I'm saying. Laviska Shenault is a lot like a Cordero Patterson type. a guy that you can use for jet sweeps, bubble routes, and somebody that you can utilize a lot of the legs for. And by the way, also somebody mentioned it here that he in 21 he forced the highest missed tackles in the NFL. So yeah, like it's kind of like with Quentin Johnston where he has his yards after catch capabilities because he's a hard player to take down. So you have that with Laviska Shenault, and you go into those jet sweep plays, those check downs, and the rest of it. I guarantee you Shenault would be a great service to the Chargers. I always wanted to see Darius Davis play more receiver. I think he could really stretch the field. Well, the thing is that he would be like an option, like slot option receiver. You know, and that's what it comes down to. So I mean, I would like to see more of Darius Davis at receiver, but we also know he's very crucial when it comes to our special teams. I mean, I would have more of like him as our gadget guy if we need first downs or if we're in a crucial spot where we need to go and score. Mike Williams loved Arrowhead. Yes, he did. He is going to be a weapon. And that's the thing. These guys that are being brought in, they're being brought in for a reason. And I don't even have to be in the position to question what that looks like and what that is. I really don't. Because we know that the Chargers are not that talented at receiver. Doesn't mean that they can't go and execute. That's why everybody has to be on their A game. Unfortunately, the Swifties will be in Vancouver, British Columbia, watching her sing her song, so Swiftiness this weekend. Yeah. Let's hope that QJ had at the beginning of the season comes back. Absolutely. That means no drops, no crucial drops. He needs to make it happen. Like, he has to play his game. Besides Ladd, none of our receivers can separate. But that's what I'm talking about, Brian, is that we need our receivers, all of them, to separate. I don't care how you got to end up doing it, but you can't be in positions to where Justin doesn't have a weapon to throw to. Because what kind of service does that do for Justin Herbert? And we know that he elevates a lot of his receivers, but it also doesn't help if those receivers don't separate. That's the other big crucial part. Yeah, no reason for the refs to get weird. The Chiefs will stop the run. I mean, who knows, Harmon? I mean, here's the thing. We know that J.K. Dobbins really does hurt us. But my only thing is that at least it's not as severe of an injury. Because I want him back by the time the Chargers are in the playoffs, when they get ready for the playoffs. And so Chiefs played their best in the last 5 minutes of the game. Chargers need to, at their best, in the fourth quarter, especially in the last 5 minutes. Well, that's the thing is that everybody knows that every team has been tested situationally. But thank God for Jim Harbaugh that he knows exactly how to coach situationally. And that's important because you have to be in these situations to where you need to execute everything offensively and defensively. Because bottom line, those are going to be important when you have to play teams like Buffalo, like the Ravens, like the Chiefs, hell, even the Steelers. You have to win those execution battles. I want the best center or guard in the draft for our first pick next year. Jake, what position would you draft first? So, Bo, I was thinking about this because next season, we know that the Chargers are going to go extremely hard when trying to go and getting a playmaker. And I hope that they are in the runnings to going and signing someone like T. Higgins. I've been saying that for the last couple weeks now because I see with how decimated the star power is at the wide receiving core outside of Ladd McConkey. Like, Ladd is a number one right now, but he will not be a number one down the stretch. He will be a perfect number two. If T. Higgins comes up on here, they ain't stopping Ladd, because Ladd's got great feet work. He's got separation, and he's another guy that's a decoy, and he could be very lethal for that. And we've seen him in spurts just like that. But if it were me, it just really has to depend on how the cards land. Because if the Chargers, they go and get a wide receiver, and let's say they go and they potentially pay for a tight end in the free agent market, I'm so down with your thought, Bolt Lightning. I would probably get a center or a guard, because Bozeman is only on a 1-year deal. And I would like for the Chargers to have their center for the future. That's why I was hoping it, had it not been for Ladd McConkey, which I love the pick, but could you imagine the Chargers having Jackson Powers Johnson in that offensive line post Corey Linsley? And JPJ's a beast. That dude is a beast. So if we get somebody like that, then the Chargers offensive line would be in great hands. It really would be. But if that not be the case, I would feel like we would go and get another playmaker at tight end and maybe see if we get a center in the second round. And me personally, it would either be between Colston Loveland in Michigan or Tyler Warren at Penn State, because we need one of those playmakers there. We haven't had a crucial playmaker at tight end since Antonio Gates. I know everybody wants to talk about Hunter Henry, but Hunter Henry was so injury prone. And the last somewhat of a productive tight end was Gerald Everett. But we've not been great at tight end. We haven't figured that out. If the defense plays zone coverage, our offense will eat. The moment it's man coverage, Ladd is the only one open, and he gets doubled or chipped. Agreed. That's why the Chargers, if they play zone, they will definitely eat. But that's that whole spread zone. That's why everybody, it's important and it's imperative for them to get separation against this Chiefs secondary. Which, I'll be honest with you, that Chiefs defense right now is banged up and it don't look that good. That pass defense, 23rd in the league, is not that great. So that's where they really need to destroy that part of the defense for the Kansas City Chiefs. They've been struggling in that lately. Jake, I hope Roman stakes the receivers at the line of scrimmage so they can get open. Yeah, maybe the refs will call a somewhat decent game, since they won't be trying to get Taylor Swift autographs because she is out of the country. Wide receiver would be my next pick. I really wanted JPJ or Zach Frazier. Oh, yeah, and that's what I'm saying. I was kind of curious of that, because I honestly thought that the Chargers, with that next pick after Joe Alt, I felt like they probably would have went center, because knowing Jim Harbaugh, he loves a great offensive line. And I felt like that could have been one of the crucial things that they would have addressed. But yeah, I liked both those guys in the draft, but I love Ladd McConkey more. I'm glad we got him, but that's the thing. And here's the other thing you also have to think about too. Keenan Allen recently came out and he started making a decision, depending on the offseason, that he would either come back to Chicago or he could possibly come back to LA and potentially reunite with the Chargers. But the thing about that is Keenan Allen is in fact getting old. He is in fact getting old. But it doesn't take away the fact that he still has it in him to make plays. He just may not get so much of the workload than what the chemistry that he's building with Ladd McConkey. But I think that would be, I'm open to that idea. Because had Keenan Allen restructured his contract, he wouldn't be in this position in the first place with Chicago. That's why Bosa took a contract extension or contract restructure, because he sees the value in this product. Khalil Mack, you know how loyal that he is. He took a contract restructure. He's loyal to this roster, and he's willing to go to war, and he's willing to die for Jim Harbaugh. And so Keenan Allen is now starting to have a bit of that reality check to where he's missing out on this. And that was one of the things I was kind of disappointed with Keenan Allen when it came to that. For real. Jake, the 2025 draft is not a good center class. Chargers will have to either extend Bozeman or get Ryan Kelly from the Colts. And you know what? I would be down to have Ryan Kelly from the Colts. And here's the reason of this, is because Bradley Bozeman, as much as I love the service that he's done, but Bradley Bozeman, if you looked at his ranking at PFF in centers alone, it's not great. But I love the service that Bradley Bozeman has done, but I would like more in that interior O-line. So I think, I'm open to the idea of potentially signing Ryan Kelly, because I think he'd be very crucial to this offensive line. And it would build consistency. It would build a lot more protection from the interior side, which seems to be a problem for the Chargers outside the tackles. So I think that it would work. Jake, bunch the receivers so they can get open. Yeah. Re-sign Bozeman and draft a road grader at guard. I agree. Because as of right now, you're kind of trying to get any and everything that you possibly can in the interior side with Zion Johnson and even with Jamari Salyer and Trey Pipkins. You're trying to get any and everything that you possibly can out of those guys. Best value in 2025, first round, is to take Colston Loveland or Tyler Warren or a defensive tackle. So that's the thing. Because if we don't draft, let's say, because all of this has to pan through the free agent market, because the Chargers will have $115 million to spend by the end of the season. So it's really going to depend on what the state of the free agent market's going to look like. And it really will. And you hope that the Chargers, they address a lot of the pieces there, because they definitely got heavy on depth, which is important. And I liked that with what Joe Ortiz has done. But now you got to fill in these holes with potential breakout stars. That's what you need. And so if they don't get a tight end in free agency, then I can see them getting Colston Loveland or Tyler Warren. But if they do buy a tight end, then maybe I can see them getting a defensive tackle in the end. And there's a bunch of very good ones. Hell, I would love to have one of the defensive linemen from South Carolina. Are you kidding me? Hell, those guys have been playing their asses off in the SEC. But usually that's always been such a pretty good product of the SEC. So South Carolina, they got such a ridiculous defensive line. I loved it. I don't know. Allen is going to have to take a major haircut on his paycheck to be determined. But see, that's the thing is that I think Keenan Allen's coming to that realization that he is getting older. There's some of the parts of him in his game, it's not exactly the same. And by the way, the offensive production, look at how much it dipped since he left Herbert. It has taken a dip. So, Jake, we have been playing two tight ends and a fullback on a lot of plays. That takes away from having more receivers on the field to get open. Yeah, and which is where, because the only time that I would want a dual tight end set is we're running the football. Because right now we're working with Gus Edwards, we're working with Kamani Vidal, and we're working with Hassan Haskins right now. So that's the part where it really limits the Chargers even more. So that's why they need to attack the ground game any and every way that they possibly can. They need to. They got no other choice from there. And right now, like, this is what we got on IR and that are out. J.K. Dobbins, Simi Fehoko, Brendan Rice, Hayden Hurst, Bucky Williams, Tyler McClellan, Chris Collins, Junior Colson, Chris Rump, Eli Apple, Asante Samuel Jr., and Alohi Gilman. We should be right there around the corner to getting Asante back. And hopefully Asante will be better when he comes back. That's my hope. Before we continue on, guys, thank you so much. We got 12 likes already here on the channel. We got 14 current viewers. Let's double down upon it. Wipe them feet. Absolutely free, guys. Just tap it up and let's get the likes up. That's what helps our algorithms, guys. And let's also share it out and send the message to every single Charger fans because we need them for this week. It is so important. I want every single Charger fan showing off their high voltage for Chiefs week. Because I've said it before, and I will always keep saying it because Chiefs week, my attitude is fuck KC. I need to see everyone's high voltage in the chats. Gamecocks are looking good. Yeah, they are. They really are. We have so many young stars on defense. I'm talking future Pro Bowlers. We need to draft almost entirely on the offensive side of the ball. And absolutely. And see, that's the thing is that he's trusting Jesse Minter so much that he's turned around that defense. I mean, hell, we got a steal out of Elijah Molden for 6th round. We got Tarheeb Steele and Cam Hart as one of our crucial, or both our crucial 5th round picks. And we got Christian Fulton, and we got a bunch of other guys that we're getting the best out of. Tier Tart, for all that matter. I mean, Jesse Minter is literally, Jesse Minter is such a game changer on defense. Practically taking the same roster from last year, sprinkling a few other defensive players here and there, and that defense is so dominant. It is more than paid off. Imagine what it'll be like in the offseason when we double down on it. And we are going to have so many Pro Bowlers, so many future Pro Bowlers on this roster. I'm a Broncos fan, and even I liked his video. Jake is a cool guy. Of course, Jason, I appreciate you, man. I appreciate you. I know you always tune in on the AFC West Roundtable, bro. Yep, Brian, you know exactly what's up, man. Sound it off. Sound the horn. I admire Bozeman for sticking up for our boy Herbert, but not sure if I am giving him another year in front of Herbie. He has got to get the ball out. No, and that's the thing, Pablo, is like I said, if you look at his PFF grade, he's not one of the best centers. Like, he's not. He's on the bottom tier. So that's why it's like I'm not discrediting his due diligence and his service into what he's done for protecting Herbert and even for producing on this offensive line. But we do need to get better there. We need to start thinking better in the interior. We need to give Minter head coaching money, whatever it takes to get him to stay. And so that's the thing. I think he has so much generated loyalty for Jim Harbaugh, especially when he was there in Michigan. And he's learned that. And even when you looked at it from Mike McDonald, because it was the same thing up from there. And McDonald, now he's ready for the opportunity in Seattle. And look at where the Seahawks are. The future looks good. I think he's going to be a hell of a coach for the next few years. So is Clinkscale a great defensive coach? Don't sleep on him. He's pretty damn good. I like Clinkscale. He's very, very good. And I also know too, and I know this might be a little bit of a hot take, but like when I look at defensive coordinators, like I can tell you one thing. I know Matt Eberflus was fired as a head coach, but I wouldn't mind him as a defensive coordinator. I really wouldn't. He's pretty damn good. But I would take Klingskill first before I would take that. So the other thing is, I wish we can keep Jesse Minter for another year. That would be my Christmas wish. Oh, absolutely, Pablo. I would say the same exact thing because I think there's unfinished business. We haven't even began to see the entire potential of what the Chargers defense is all about. We haven't even gotten to see the entire potential of the Chargers as a whole. So that's why there's unfinished business there. He ain't great, but for what is available, he was the best we could find. Yeah. So to kind of break it down this way, this is an important game for the Chargers. Because the Denver Broncos are on a bye week right now after playing 13 straight weeks. After this, the Chargers have the final 4 games. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers, the Denver Broncos on Thursday, the Patriots, and then the Raiders. Which all 4 of those could be very interesting. But I feel confident against the Bucs. Because I know Baker Mayfield, he's having a very, very good year. I'm not discrediting that. But against a defense like the Chargers, I think the Chargers could come away with that. The Broncos on a Thursday night, though, however, that is the interesting game. That is the interesting game. Because we've already beaten the Broncos here in Denver, and now they got to come into LA on a Thursday night. Not going to be that easy. But I do believe because Bo Nix has been heating up. So they're going to want revenge. But it's up to the Chargers to stay strong on their ground. The Patriots, look, I'll be honest with you. I say coin flip because you guys all know about our history against the Patriots. Whether it's Cam Newton, whether it's Tom Brady, whether it's Mac Jones, or it's or even if it's Drake May at quarterback. I would never want to take this game lightly, ever. And then there's the Raiders in Vegas to end the season. By the way, I don't know if you guys ended up seeing my post on Twitter, but after the win against the Atlanta Falcons, I gave a special shout out to probably one of our biggest fans that doesn't realize that like the team, like we believe in miracles. And I gave a special shout out to Adam Rank because you guys all obviously remember how he said that like it would be a miracle if the Chargers won 7 games. Well, apparently we've won 8. So the Chargers, we all believe in miracles here. Everybody in the chat here believes in miracles. I believe in miracles. Okay? We've all watched the movie Miracle. The Chargers fans believe in miracles. So Adam Rank does have a point there. But he clearly doesn't understand and know Jim Harbaugh. So the Chargers, this is an important game for them no matter what. Because I can see them play competitive against the Bucs, competitive against the Broncos. However that game goes against the Patriots, I hope it's competitive and then competitive against the Raiders. Because you know the Raiders, they don't like us either. And you know that they're going to want to play spoiler. But at the end of the day, they are trying to get bragging rights to go and potentially get Shedeur Sanders. Division games are always sketchy. Exactly, they are. Going into the comments, Klingscale is coaching our DBs. Awesome putting them in position to be stars. Absolutely. Jake F. the Donkeys. Yeah, I know. Hey, Donkey Country on a bye week, they're all hiding. You can throw out the records. Division games are always sketchy. The Raiders almost beat the Chiefs. It's always been like that in the AFC West. Well, that's competition. That's situational play. That's for every single division. That's for every single division matchup. That's never changing. So I'm going to finish this up with the following thought. So It's a 4-point margin. Chiefs are the favorites. And I figured that anyway, since they're in Arrowhead and they're at home. But, of course, everybody's going to be picking the Chiefs. But here's my thought on this. Last time we lost on a one-score game without both our tackles, without Derwin James. Party's here, bro. Hey, what's good? Bolt up. Bolt up, Dirty Money. Appreciate you, man. But that's the thing. The Chargers were never that far away. They are never that far away. And so now that we have both our tackles back, we may not have J.K. Dobbins, but we got Derwin James, and the defense played very good last week against Atlanta. Offensively, they need to get separation for the receivers. They need to make plays. Okay? And they know it. Detroit Finest, what's good, man? Hey, shout out to my guy here, man. Awesome, dude. Absolutely love it. Always sends in all the support, sends in all the loves, man. Appreciate it. But that's the thing, is that this Chiefs team's been dodging bullets all season long. This is not one that they are going to, this is not one they're going to dodge. Not even close. The Chargers are going to want a pile drive, and they are literally going to want to kick their asses. Jared, bolt up. Appreciate you coming in. I got the Chargers 24-20 with the dub. Let's go. Let's go. I like that thought too. Jake, I love how Harbaugh sings that corny for "He's a Jolly Good Fellow" song. Brother, that is some funny stuff. I know, dude. Like it's so funny as hell. But yeah, he brightens up the room, man. I love it every time when Jim Harbaugh cracks jokes and he's smiling and he's just happy. I heard that, Jake. I can't wait till you play us. It'll be a super good game. No, it will be. It very much will be. Chiefs been dodging bullets. They won't dodge this one on Sunday night. Trust the process. We are a whole new team. Absolutely. LA needs to embrace the Chargers. Mark, bolt up, man. Appreciate you for coming on by. Be Entertainment, bolt up. Salute to you. As a Chiefs fan, I want to say to all the Chargers fans, good luck next week. Okay. You know what? Screw it. But thank you for tuning on in, though, Be Entertainment. Appreciate you. Listen, guys, we got 83 views total up in here. We got 16 likes, and we got 13 viewers right now. That ain't close enough. I don't hear that much of high voltage up in there, guys. So I encourage all y'all and do me a favor. Wipe them feet. Hit the likes. Keep the shares going up, guys, because we're at 83. Now we're at 85. We are trying to meet our goal to 1,000 subscribers. We already just hit 630 after that LaVisca Chenault video just dropped. And I appreciate all of you guys for all of your guys' love and support of the channel, and especially of the AFC West Roundtable. Shout out to all my boys up out there, Michael Darcy, Ben, Graf up over there. Absolutely love those guys. Shout out to Syndicate Sports as well. All of those guys that put in all the hard work to make this possible as well for this channel. So here's my final thought on this. There's no bullet to be dodged here in this game. The Chargers are going to want a pile drive. They are literally going to want to step on their throats, and they are literally going to send a message to both them and the NFL that this is a completely different looking Chargers team. East Coast Gridiron, bolt up and salute to you, my boy. Love it. Absolutely love it when East Coast Gridiron comes in, man. Appreciate you, ECG. So I got the Chiefs 61-11. Oh, get the hell out of here, dude. Come on. Come on. I know you're trolling. I think the Chargers will upset the Chiefs. They are beatable. Yes, they are. And that's the thing is that there's a kink in the kingdom. So at the end of this, I always do this, guys. As you know, why every time I have these are my victory shades. It's like a part of the branding of Chargers Syndicate. So every time the Chargers win, we have victory shades. And we are on a winning streak after beating Atlanta. So I'm going to put my shades on and I'm going to put it like this. The Chargers cannot afford to drop this game against the Kansas City Chiefs. And yes, I say fuck KC every single day of the week, every single day of the year, for as long as this team continues to be pompous asses. Enough is enough. I'm tired of hearing these guys. I'm tired of hearing them every single time, like, just blow things out of proportion. They get saved by the refs, all this other stuff, the Taylor Swift thing, Travis Kelce. I mean, hell, they've got a freaking Christmas special that's surrounded around the Chiefs. And look, man, I don't want to sound like that guy, but it's ridiculous. You know how much that literally makes my blood boil? I'll give you one other thing, guys. I was literally at the gym this week, the last couple days. And not for nothing, but you know what music that I was listening to that literally got me motivated and pissed off and had my blood boil? Was I was listening to Red Kingdom on repeat. And the only reason of that is because they are my fuel of fire that wants me to literally watch them cry, bury their head in the sand, and literally get RKO'd so badly so that they can be reminded who at some point down the stretch is going to run the tables in the future, because their time and their reign is not going to be very long. They're enjoying this for as long as they can, but we are literally going to kick their asses, and that's what we should do. My final score up on this game, because it's a 4-point margin on the favorite, I have us being the underdogs. We are the underdogs this week in Arrowhead, in Kansas City. Jim Harbaugh better bring in the juice that Michigan gave against Ohio State. And Michigan has beaten Ohio State for 4 straight years. I hope that Jim Harbaugh was watching that game, and I hope that he brings that same juice and that same energy into Arrowhead, in the loudest stadium in the NFL, and upsets the Kansas City Chiefs. I am not going to lie to you, man. I'm excited of it. My final score, I have the Chargers winning 24-23 against the Kansas City Chiefs. I just see it to where the Chargers are going to be making such crucial drives as long as you get the ball in Justin Herbert's hands and he distributes it, but the receivers also have to do a service to him. He does. I hate the Chiefs, man. I cannot stand the damn Kansas City Chiefs. Every year, every time we face them twice a year, it's the same old crap. I'm tired of these guys. So with that being said, I appreciate all of you guys for joining me here on this live stream. I appreciate everybody up in here. 17 likes, guys, 16 viewers, 95 views. Give it up for you guys, man. It is progression by week. Every week. Progression every week, guys. We are turning this channel up. And boy, I would love to literally laugh in Michael Darcy's face come Tuesday night. I would love to have that grand golden moment, to get a chance to drink it all in and have that moment for sure. Okay, bolt up. Appreciate you for joining on in. That's going to do it here on Chargers Syndicate. Like we said before, if you're just brand new here onto this channel, I encourage you guys to like, subscribe, hit the bell button, keep you up to date on future and past live streams and videos, guys. I may not be able to do a watch party from here, but it's quite possible. I'll see exactly how the weekend pans out. I know it's a Sunday night game, but if I get a chance to, then hell yeah, I'm definitely running that watch party, because ultimately, I just want to see these guys cry. You have no idea. I want to see the tears run so long against, down their faces, that it just makes our day. It literally makes our day. So, Tony Reyes, Bolt up at 60 plus years, Bolt fan in the house. 60 plus years. Man, salute to you, Tony. Hell yeah. All right, guys. But yeah, it would make my day to literally upset the Kansas City Chiefs and just laugh and freaking rub it in their faces. No better way to end a week than that. So appreciate all of you guys for being here, up and on the channel here tonight. Wipe them feet. Keep on liking. Keep on tuning in, guys. Hit the bell button so you don't miss out, guys. But I appreciate every single one of you guys for showing off your love. Guys, to cue it on the finality of this live stream, I want to see all of your guys' bolts in the comments. Show off that high voltage. We need all the energy that we need for this game. Okay? For this game, we need all the energy that we can get. It's Chiefs week, guys. We have to get prepared. We got to get pissed, and we got to go, and we have to literally get in that fight. There's no turning back from here. No turning back. I'm sick of these fucking guys. I want us to win. I want us to sock them in the mouth and literally go into next week confident against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. All you guys send in all of your bolts in the chats. Sound off. Brian, I know you know exactly how it goes, man. Send them all off. We need a spark. We are the storm. All right? That's what we need to remind the Kansas City Chiefs. There's a storm coming, and we are the storm, and we need to bring it on Sunday Night Football. Fuck Mahomes, fuck Kelsey, fuck the Chiefs. You know exactly what to do. We are the storm, and ain't nobody going to contain the storm. Everybody, let's do it. Let's get wild and rowdy, and let's get this dub. Let's go, guys. Bolt up high and proud. It's time. Bolt up or shut up. Let's go.